Hey guys, Dusty here. Today I'm giving my full review on the On Cloudsurfer after 100 miles. Like always, we'll go over the basic stats on the shoe and then my experience using it over the last few weeks while I racked up 100 miles rather quickly, and then my final thoughts. And with that being said, we'll get right into the basic stats on the On Cloudsurfer. So my men's size 8.5 weighs in at a very light 8 ounces or 226 grams. Stack height, you're looking at 32 millimeters in the rear, 22 in the forefoot for a heel to toe drop of 10 millimeters. Fit of the shoe is great. It does fit true to size. I would say that the width is average to slightly wider. The upper feels very nice, just like every other On shoe. They all have built-in sock liners, so the on-foot feel for an On shoe, especially the Cloudsurfer, is very comfy. The tongue is very thick and padded, a decent amount of padding in the heel. You have a bit of structure on the heel counter as well. Insoles are removable and overall no issues with the upper. But now let's get into the midsole, which is what makes this shoe so special. So On for the Cloudsurfer totally redesigned the Cloud Pods, and On is calling this new cushioning system the Cloud Tech Phase. And you can see instead of having individual Cloud Pods, they're all connected and it's kind of at an angle. And a note to make is this shoe, for the first time ever, On Running did not put a speed board in this midsole. So in every other On shoe, they have a speed board, which is essentially a full-length plastic plate. Usually it's right below the foot, and it has made some people say that On shoes are too firm for them. It doesn't feel like they're running on clouds. I would say this shoe is easily On's softest shoe to date, and there is no speed board. That really helps it feel a lot softer, and just the overall durometer of the midsole is much softer than in any other On shoe I've tried so far. Now, honestly, this full review is essentially the same as my first impressions review, just I've ran 100 miles in this shoe since then. And my only concern in that first impressions review was how the durability of this midsole would hold up. I felt like it would start feeling maybe a little bit dead or flat really early on. And so far, it still feels great. It feels just like it did out of the box. The only wear that I'm seeing on the shoe so far is I'm getting some wrinkles in the foam right in the center of each of these grooves. And even though it feels great after 100 miles, I still think maybe in 400 or 500K, that's where the shoe is just going to be totally compressed out and won't feel as good as it once did. But rest assured, this shoe still feels super poppy for me after 100 miles. Honestly, it's been really hard not to wear this shoe every single day. I have many shoes that I'm testing and reviewing, and every day that I go out for a run, I just want to go to the Cloudsurfer. So I racked up my 100 miles for my full review very quickly in the shoe. And then if we look at the outsole, first of all, you're not going to get rocks stuck in this outsole like in previous models of any other On shoe. There's no cloud pods, like I mentioned. It's all a single surface. The channel in the middle is very shallow, and they've managed to do all of this while still keeping the shoe ultra light for a daily trainer. Rubber coverage, you're just getting it in the forefoot and in the heel. For myself, usually my daily trainers, I see quite significant wear, usually on the lateral side of the heel. And in this shoe, it's showing very minimal wear. So if I compare this shoe to the Cloud Monster, I'm seeing much less wear on the rubber, so it must be a more durable rubber than On has used in the past. Overall, no issues with the outsole. Grips just fine on wet surfaces. I've done a lot of light hard pack trail running with this shoe as well. Okay, so over the 100 miles, I certainly did a little bit of everything. I don't think I took it up to 30K, but I definitely took it up to 25K, and I did everything from easy recovery runs, slow runs, to kind of medium steady runs and some tempo. And we even did a couple of runs with the shoe where we really picked up the pace to like over 5K pace, and we did some minute intervals. And honestly, this shoe is very versatile. It handled all of those paces really well. Obviously, it didn't handle the 1 minute efforts as well as, like a plated race day shoe. And I think I could kind of tell running in the Cloudsurfer that it didn't have that speed board or that plate in it when I was pushing the pace to like sub 3-minute Ks for the 1-minute intervals. It would have been nice to just have that extra stiffness to kind of help propel you forward, but honestly that's not what the shoe is designed for. And actually quite a few months ago I did a shoe comparison between the On Cloud Go and the Hoka Mach 5, and I think a much better shoe battle would be between this one, the Cloudsurfer, and the Mach 5. I haven't wrote out the stats to see which shoe would win what category, but I'm quite confident that the Cloudsurfer would handily beat the Hoka Mach 5, and that's a hard thing to do. That shoe is really lightweight, versatile, makes a great lightweight daily trainer, and so does the Cloudsurfer. So it does retail, at least in Canada, for $200. I'm unsure of the US price at the moment. I have yet to know actually how many miles I can get out of the shoe before I need to retire them. So at $200 Canadian, if I'm retiring the shoe at 4 or even 500 kilometers, that makes the price of the shoe maybe a bit expensive, but you certainly always are paying a premium with On running shoes. But in the case of the Cloudsurfer, I would definitely pay it. And overall, this is easily my favorite On running shoe to date. And I think a lot of you are really going to enjoy this shoe. And one thing I don't think I've mentioned yet is this is a neutral road running shoe. So if you do have very severe pronation, like your foot falls in, this shoe isn't a stability shoe, it's neutral. And you might not find it has enough support for you. It does have a slightly wider base than some of the other On shoes out there, so that just inherently gives it a bit more support, but it is quite a soft midsole, and it's not posted or anything, so just keep that in mind. If you know you need to it be in a stability shoe, this one might not work for you. But otherwise, pick a pair of these up, have fun, let me know what you think. I'll put a link down below in the description where you can pick up a pair. And like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.